Okay, guys, I'm going to give you some more tips on, women after menopause, because you need some help. We know what we're doing, but you don't, and you're getting all worked up about it and having all kinds of performance anxiety, and your masculinity is getting challenged, and now you're starting to deal with the things that we've been dealing with for like 30 years with the OGAP, right? So it's you're freaking out and you're ruining relationships that are perfectly good because you're pushing something without communicating properly or understanding what you're dealing with. So I'm going to try not to do this in a crass way, but you're likely going to your old move, right? Which probably involves your mouth, maybe a couple fingers. I would suggest, and this is not from personal experience per se, but from a lot of women, and I've also discussed this with my own gynecologist who specializes in menopause. Use your mouth for saying all the right things and asking the right questions. Being a reassuring partner. Use your mouth to learn, okay? To learn and say the right things. And if you're going to use it for the other things, you might have to do some things a little differently. Like you might have to, like when you vacuum around the house, you might have to do a little of the vacuum move a little bit more just to get things a little closer to the surface, a little bit faster. There are also tools out there that you can purchase that will help as well. If you are doing something with your mouth that is not talking and it's working, don't move. Don't change it up. Stick with what's working. Any slight movement is going to throw the whole thing off and you're going to lose it entirely. So that's my suggestion in that space, okay? What has made a comeback, again, I've spoken to an expert on this, and I may or may not be speaking from personal experience as well as the experience of others. What has made a really nice comeback is just a good old hand. That works really well. A little bit more pressure. Use your hand for something other than on your own person. Might be something that works. Again, using your mouth for the right words and getting into the right mental state is probably your best bet there. That move just might not work the way you expect it's going to, and then you're going to unravel. She's not, because she's expecting it, but you're going to unravel and lose all your confidence, and you're going to fuck up a really great relationship that's got all these other things going for it. So bring back the old school hand. That works. There's also tools that do those same things. You likely don't have to supply them. She probably owns them, and it's the potential of she's very comfortable sharing that with you, or maybe not. Maybe she's never done that, and that's a very vulnerable moment. Again, your mouth and what you say and how you make her feel emotionally will help that process become something she is comfortable with. It's all about the connections you're making here play off everywhere else. And I will tell you from personal experience does work. If you do the work with her here ahead of time, things are going to be ready and up and running for other activities. But don't just assume your old go-to that, worked with all the women of your 20s and 30s and early 40s. Don't assume that's going to be the thing. That changes a little bit for a lot of women, but doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just changes a little bit. You might have to put in some more effort, and you're going to think you're doing something wrong, but it might just be that you have to do it a little differently. And again, if you're getting an indication that it's working, don't fucking move. That's all I can tell you. And bring back the hand for something other than servicing yourself. That's all again, this is very much an overshare, but I'm trying to help you guys because I've seen some things that are just not working for you, that are not working for us. We're not that worked up about it because we know that things work, and we know it can get done if you're going down the right path. But if you don't even ask, and you just go out on your own, you are probably gonna not accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, that makes you feel like you are valued and you're the man and that you can do these things, and then you're gonna have a problem too. And then she's gonna have to stop worrying about her problems that really aren't problems if done in different ways, and she's going to have to now nurse your ego. If you even let her, you might just completely detach and withdraw from her and completely screw up a really great relationship. But she's then going to have to worry about your ego while setting aside all of her own feelings. And she will do that because that's what we gals have been taught to do. If you are under the impression that you've just been given the mind-blowing experience on the first time you meet every new woman, regardless of menopause, regardless of what stage they're in, I would say maybe 1% of those were real, but I would say 99% of them were probably faked because, again, we need to manage your ego. And I've got different feelings about that. I am not a faker. I learned at a very young age from a very generous ex, you're out there, thank you, as my friend, that is not acceptable. It's like, don't fake it, because then you'll never get it. You'll never get the right thing, ladies. But you're not doing them any favors when you do, because now they're out there thinking that when they find someone who doesn't fake it, now they're thinking that there's something wrong with their equipment and their technique and all of their stuff. And it's like, it probably isn't necessarily that. Or it's just never worked in the first place, and they've believed it for all this time, and so now they're like 50 and they're like completely unraveling, and just having like mental chaos over it. So I'm just saying, you got to change things up a little bit. Use your mouth to ask questions and to communicate and to say the right things. Don't lie. What I mean by saying the right things is know what your chick needs in the brain and use your mouth to generate that. Okay? That's what your mouth should be the number one force. Again, you can still use it for other things, but you're going to have to change it up. And if you do change it up in a way that's working, don't change it up again. Okay? This is for your benefit, not for hers. You'll leave and she can take care of herself just fine because she knows everything that's working. But it's very, very challenging to help guide you along because you're very sensitive about these things. You want this to happen. And I give you guys credit, those of you who actually are all in on making sure you have a happy partner. This is a good thing. So I'm not criticizing you in any way. The fact that you care about that, to the extent that it could like completely level your own confidence, that's a really good trait to have. You're just not quite going about it the right way, and you're misinterpreting how it's playing out completely. And you're going at it the way you went at it at 30. And if you want to go do that with a 30-year-old woman, go for it. Just know that she's going to be 40 and 50 at some point. So you're going to have to just, if you want to avoid the menopause stuff, you're gonna have to be a dirty old man in a bar trying to like hook up with really young chicks, and it's kind of gross and icky, and it really only works for guys that are like really, really, really wealthy and have something else to offer. So like, it's not gonna work for the average Joe. You're gonna run into this. So if you're gonna run into it, I'd pick somebody who's on the other side of it, who's not gonna do all the crazy shit. Because you know what? Even married couples that go through this, lots of divorces happen during this period of time. So you don't want to ride through that as a new dude trying to enter a relationship if a married dude can't get through it. So find the ones that are on the other side of it. That's where the lucky charms are. Trying to help you guys. I really am. I'm having an empathetic moment, and I know I'm like way oversharing, but like nobody's helping you, and you need help. You need more help than we do. So I'll try to think of anything else I can, and if you want to ask questions, I'll answer as best I can. Good luck.